guys, it's Twitter Maxwell here, and welcome to episode 2 of Making an Impact, where we try and turn TNA Impact Wrestling into a decent company again. Thanks for all the feedback that's been put in the comments section from the first show. As to say, really just a case of using the roster they've got at the moment and then bringing stars in gradually. We have one returnee who's technically with the company at the moment in real life, just wasn't on the data, so that's Grado. I may as well give that away since the promo was there. But we also have an international superstars debuting, and we'll have a couple other guys debuting as we get into the save and when we find out our financial situation. So without further ado, we'll crack on with the second episode, technically the third, but the second proper episode of TNA Impact Wrestling, Making an Impact. Let's go. So we're in the Dickens Athletic Centre. We've got 2,500, which is a sellout. We start the show with an opening package, which details what happened in last week's show, which of course was EC3 telling his aunt, Dixie Carter, it's time to go. Matt Hardy demanding a world title shot. Madison, Rayne and Gail Kim both claiming a case to be the number one contender for the Knockouts Championship. And of course, the main event tag match we had last week and the return of Jeff Hardy on screen. What will happen on tonight's Impact Wrestling? So nice C59 there. Got the show off to a strong start, so I'm going to be doing this more often. Really until we've got a lot of guys that can carry promos and get the crowd off to a good start. So we're going with video packages to start with, and it continues the main event storyline. We start the show with an in-ring promo, and it's from the Enigma, Jeff Hardy. Creatures, I have returned. Jeff Hardy is back in TNA Impact Wrestling. Now it's came to my attention that my brother Matt has been on the warpath. He's trying to take this place over, when we all know this place belongs to you guys. He's also been trying to claim the TNA World title, and I know Drew Galloway has that, so Drew, you're just as much a part of this as well. I will not rest until I rid Matt of his evil ways, and until I become the TNA Impact World Champion for you guys. Watch that as much as a Hardy promo did. But C plus 70. A good start there from Jeff, continues the storyline, and it gets the crowd hotter. Very surprised we're getting such a high rated segment from Jeff Hardy. It's never really been his strong point, so that's good to see. No improvements, negatives, just the announce team, as it's always going to be until we have a proper pairing down the line. After Jeff finishes his promo, his music is cut off by the TNA Impact World Champion Drew Galloway and his music. Jeff, I honestly don't have a problem with you wanting a piece of your brother. That's understandable. He's been a pain in the ass for a while. But when you mention the TNA Impact Wrestling World Championship, that's involving me. So I'll take notice, and I'll be watching your every step. If you and Matt want a piece of me, bring it on. I'm a defending champion. I'll take on all comers. So good luck tonight in your match with Abyss. And down the line, if you want a title shot, it's on, my friend. Disappointing that Drew's only getting D46 in promos. We're really going to have to work getting Drew over, especially as the champion. It continues their storyline. Again, the colour commentary and stuff there. Nothing else to really there to note, apart from Drew being put at babyface. Staying babyface for now. Next up in a terrible match, Eli Drake defeats DJ Zemayon in 8 minutes and 16 by pinfall with a gravy train, a D-40. DJ Zemayon is not suited to his gimmick, so we'll maybe look at altering that. No real plans for him at the moment. He had an in-ring performance of 38, while Eli Drake had an in-ring performance of 31. DJ Zemayon is improving performance skills, and the dirt sheet has negatives for poor psychology of Eli Drake and inconsistency in chemistry for DJ. After witnessing Eli Drake defeat DJ Zemayon, James Storm is shown on camera watching this on a monitor. He shakes his head, seemingly still frustrated from his loss to Drake last week on Impact. So D-36 there. Damn, the Cowboy is just not over. In a terrible match, we have Gail Kim defeat Rebel in 5:45 by pinfall with an inverted stomp facebreaker. D44, Rebel was off her game, a really poor performance of 14, Gail Kim with a 52, but it really was just to give Gail Kim a victory on TV and a bit of momentum. Rebel's improving her technical skills, but we don't really have much for her. She's more going to be an enhancement talent. Poor psychology from Rebel and inconsistency from both knockouts, but still D44 isn't too bad. We then have Dixie Carter backstage. She is talking to Jerry Borash. She says, as you can see there, Gail Kim has put herself in a good position to become the #1 contender for the Knockouts division. Madison Rayne will get her opportunity later tonight in a matchup against Velvet Sky. As for my ungrateful nephew, Ethan, he will be in action tonight against Jesse, and if he doesn't come to his senses soon, then I will make his life hell. Like Dixie Carter is making all of our lives hell by being in charge. D-39, it continues the control of the company storyline. Not a great promo there from Dixie, but we have to write her off television. Or are we going to keep her? Maybe I'm swerving you. Who knows? But then backstage, and we're getting a few words from Grado, who is re-signed with TNA Impact Wrestling. Grado says, oh man, I'm buzzing to say that I'm able to stay here in TNA. I want to show the world I'm not just here for laughs, giggles, and a good time, but I'm here to be taken seriously. I want to... And then Grado pauses. He's seen something that's caught his attention. He says, whoa, no way man. Surely you're not actually here, he says. Someone has walked by Grado and is ready for action next. The debut of blank is coming soon. So who is debuting? Who has caught Grado's attention? E+33 from Grado's promo, so it's not bad considering he won't have a lot of American overness. It is the debut of Shibata. With Mandrews in the ring, here comes his opponent, making his TNA Impact Wrestling debut from Japan, the international superstar. This is Shibata. Now, F+14, you're thinking that's terrible. No overness in America. Very little overness in America. He's someone I want to build from the bottom all the way to the top. So Shibata debuts a legitimate athlete gimmick, which get an initial average rating, and it brought the crowd's mood down. To be expected. It's somebody I want to use in this year's TW. It's somebody I want to build up to be a superstar. No skill improvements. Very little negatives there. And then about the terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Shibata squashes Mandrews in 3 minutes and 14 by pinfall. F+12, he's going to be down as a jobber at the moment, unfortunately. Shibata was off his game. He has the better in-ring performance with 32, Mandrews with 24. Brought the crowd down. It's to be expected, but I say you've got to start them from the bottom and take them to the top. So no skill improvements to speak of. A few negatives there, but it's a work in progress. Next up in a poor match, Madison Rayne defeats Velvet Sky in 7:48 by pinfall with a shiny Yakuza kick. D44, that's decent. Velvet Sky off her game. In-ring performance of 37, Madison with 48, that's decent. Madison improving her performance skills. Overall, no real negatives there from Madison Rayne, but someone we're going to put a bit of faith in, despite how annoying she may be at times on Impact. Next up, another vignette just saying TNA Impact Wrestling and Miracle is coming. Another hype video for Mike Bennett. I say just really try to fit him in before the time is right to debut on this series, E27. So decent, nothing spectacular, but again you're building superstars from scratch. Then I have a match that had some subpar wrestling and little heat. Davey Richards defeated Braxton Sutter in 6 minutes and 16 by pinfall with a Tiger Bomb. A D+50, it's not too bad. Davey Richards with a good in-ring performance there. It got the crowd interested again. No skill improvements there. And that is mostly a good performance there from one half of the Wolves. After Davey Richards wins, the Wolves are then cut off by the Decay on the Titantron. Oh Wolves, do you really think you can take on the Decay again? Do you really think you can hunt us down? Remember, you're the only Wolves who are a pack who are outnumbered. And we, the Decay, will hunt you down, so that you are never the same again. Rosemary then goes on to do her evil laugh. I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about the Decay. I had to kind of watch a couple of clips on YouTube. I haven't really been watching TNA getting an idea of the gimmick. It's strange. It's going to take a bit of time to get that across on this series, but hopefully, watching more of the stuff, we can make them do something. That's the aim. The segment finishes, basically, Rosemary doing an evil laugh. You get Crazy Steve and Abyss in the background, and then you've got Richards and Edwards in the ring with a very confused look on their face. This brings a D-39. It continues the tag storyline. There isn't much of a tag division. I do need to build that, but hopefully that will come down the line once we have an idea again of budgets. It's literally as soon as I see the budget's fine that we can bring a lot of wrestlers in. There'll be an overhaul basically. But just in case, we'll work with this at the moment. Next up in a decent match, EC3 defeats Jesse in 12:51 with a sweet meat sizzler. C-56. EC3 not suited to his gimmick, but a great in-ring performance of 67 compared to Jesse's 28. It's a good co-main event, so it's a decent rating. I'm happy with that. Most of the negatives there for Jesse, disappointing both of these guys couldn't go a 12 minutes, nearly 13-minute match. That's really, really poor. We have a quick hype video for the Destroyer Lashley. Never really had anything for Lashley on today's show, so just thought cheap little hype video there to get the ratings up. So C64, happy with that, and we'll try and get some plans for Lashley soon. Then we have a quick hype graphic to announce that our main event for the evening is up next, which is of course Jeff Hardy against the Decay's Abyss. C+68, just going to do these kind of things because it is what you would see in a real show, hype graphics and the such. And the main event match, and about that had some good heat and some decent wrestling. Jeff Hardy defeated Abyss in 13:48 by pinfall with a Swanton Bomb. C63, disappointingly Abyss was off his game. Good work from Rosemary at ringside, however her and Abyss are apparently an awkward pairing, so no chemistry there. Jeff Hardy with a good in-ring performance at 65. Abyss with 51, so that's pretty decent overall. Abyss is improving his performance skills, which is good. Negatives, quite a few for Abyss, so that could have been even higher. But as I say, he was someone I felt would bring a good match out of Jeff Hardy, so I'll take that rating. And then Jeff Hardy gets the win over Abyss, and then out of nowhere, Matt Hardy descends to the ring and nails his brother to the back with a steel chair. Jeff is reeling, and Matt places the chair on the canvas before he sets Jeff up for a twist of fate, and he nails him onto the chair with it. Drew Galloway is nowhere in sight. Spelled sight wrong, god damn it. And Hardy looks down the camera and signals that he wants the championship back around his waist. So at C61, Matt Hardy was underwhelming. It continues the brother versus champion storyline, and it gave a boost to the segment with a colour commentator. Work improvements, none. Dirt sheet, a few there. But overall, C61, I think we may get down because only one storyline is going to be over 60. Yep, so disappointing that's happened. That's one thing we'll need to try and just get a second storyline that's going to be good. The first storyline, obviously, between the Hardys and Drew is great. But most importantly, the show increased our popularity in 13 regions. We haven't lost pop anywhere, so that's good. We can work with that going forward. So it's really just pressure on me, just making sure, more so the Ethan Carter, the third Dixie Carter feud, that can get to the level of over 60. If it isn't over 60, then it's just above it. If we look at storylines, over 59, yep, so basically 60 is what I should be aiming for. If we can get some of them over, I mean, pretty poor ratings there to be honest, but that's the challenge you get with TNA. So back here, Ultimo Guerrero is looking to go to new places. Rikishi is retiring, and Christian Cage has went to FCF. He's a non-worker in this, so I haven't really bothered about where he ends up and stuff like that. Oh, and the Great Khali's retiring. What a sad, sad day that is. But feedback was the show was decent, hardly spectacular. That's okay. We'll have a quick look at our news items then. So Caleb Conley's joined. Obviously, I said I was going to be signing him because he's signed in real life. So interested to see how he does. Hebner goes to House of Hardcore. 1.09 on television. And 5k was drug testing costs. I may look to take drug testing off. Kind of keeping it for a bit of realism. But the main thing is we're up 185k at the moment. That'll obviously go down over time. But a decent 2 shows so far. Still try to feel the groove in and try and get used to the new TNA roster. As I say, it's much different from previous saves and previous generations of TNA, so it's just going to take time. But I think once we're used to it, once we get the new signings in, we'll be rolling. Especially if we're in a good financial position. Like once we get 2-3 million in the bank, we'll be signing all sorts of guys and really pushing going forward. So a quick look at the size then. Everything's still 48. The freeze. So really we're aiming to get every show over a 53. That's ideally it. See what it is elsewhere. If I can track my progress. Everything seems to be pretty decent. That's cool. Just try to see where we maybe gamed a bit hot from. But that's cool. Just again making sure we remain a cult company. Hopefully we keep getting good results so we can start heading towards national. But we're going to have to start getting shows that are way over 53. So as always guys, thank you for watching. It's been deeply appreciated. If you enjoyed the show, if you want to drop a wee like, that'd be deeply appreciated as well. Any comments? Let me know in the comments section below what you're thinking of the series so far. Is there any kind of wrestlers that we haven't been using that you would like to see used? Any potential feuds you'd like to see going down the line? And of course, like the last episode, if there's any kind of wrestlers you want me to see me try and sign, maybe won't come in to start with, but maybe down the line, once we get a bit more money, we can definitely look at them. And of course, if you're playing TW, let me know how your saves are going. You know, have you decided to start with the Canal verse? Have you got a real world mod? Even stuff like, is there any kind of mods like skins or graphics or anything that someone's made on the Grey Dog software forums or elsewhere that you'd recommend? Let me know. I can maybe get some of that stuff sorted in the game as well. But thanks always guys. Take it easy. I'll speak to you all real soon. Bye bye.